So today I'm going to share with you two watercolor techniques, a wet on wet technique and a wet on dry technique. We are using already wet watercolors. These are liquid watercolors, and we are going to fill in our leaf. I'm going to first show you a wet on dry. Since my watercolors are already liquid, I'm going to just wet my brush a little bit. My paper is dry. I'm going to pick up some of that color. I'm going to start with my yellow. And I'm going to lay down that color on dry paper. You can see that it's pretty vibrant. It's not diluted because I didn't lay any water down yet. Now I'm going to show you what happens when we do a wet on wet technique. So I'm going to take some water and I'm going to wet my paper where I know that I want the watercolor to be. Now I'm going to go and pick up some of this red, and I'm going to lay it in right where I know I put that water and watch what happens. So that's the wet on wet technique. The watercolor wants to travel where you've laid down that water. It works as kind of a vehicle to bring the pigment around to where you want it to go. Now I'm going to let these dance a little bit, and since my yellow is already wet, by putting those colors together, they start to mix and be pulled to where the water is. Continue this way using a wet on wet or wet on dry to fill in the rest of your leaf.